Good morning. How are you doing today? I'm doing fine. Alright, so today we are going to talk about the effects of oversleeping. So please go to the article that I have linked below. Okay, so let me read it. This is how this is going to go. I'm going to read a little bit and then I'm going to explain. Okay, and if you have any questions, you can always comment below and ask me. Alright, so oversleeping, the effects of health risks of sleeping too much. Okay, so yes, so we are talking about the effects of sleeping too much, and the idea of doing this article came from a few days ago. Actually, I was sleeping way too much. I think I was sleeping like 9 to 10 hours, and then I woke up extremely tired. Okay, so how much do you sleep these days, since you don't have to go out? Let me know. Okay, alright, let's continue. We often hear about the real dangers of getting too little sleep, but on the other end of the spectrum, sleeping too much also appears to have the same risks. Okay, so here they're saying that there are dangers of getting too little sleep, but they're saying that they have the same dangers if you have too much sleep. Okay, and here it says spectrum, but on the other end of the spectrum. So when they say spectrum here, spectrum really means a range between two extremes. So for example, when you're looking at temperature is also has a spectrum. So when you're looking at the temperature spectrum, you're looking at super hot, or at the other end, super cold. Okay, so those are two extremes. Here they're talking about the spectrum of sleep. So the spectrum of sleep here, they're talking about too much sleep, like, I don't know, 10 hours, and too little sleep, like 4 hours. So these are the two spectrums that they are talking about. Okay? Very useful word. Alright, let's continue. We often hear about the real dangers of getting too little sleep, but on the other end of the spectrum, sleeping too much also appears to have some risks. Sleep is a rapidly growing field of research. Okay, rapidly growing. So rapidly is it just means very quickly. So that's rapidly. Field of research. Field of research just means an area of research. So, like for example, medicine. Medicine is another field of research. Also, diet. Diet is also another field of research. So another area of research. All right, let's continue. And we are learning more all the time about how rest affects the body and the mind. Okay, so here they're talking about rest. Rest here means sleep. Okay, how rest can affect the body and the mind. It's known that sleep is a time when the body repairs and restores itself, and getting too little rest can lead to a whole host of health problems. Okay, alright, so they're saying that when you're sleeping, the body repairs. Repairs means fix something, repairs something. And restores itself. Restores itself means bringing back to the original good condition. Restore. So for example, you can restore a car. So if you have a really old antique car, you can restore it, meaning you can fix it, you can make it look better to return it to the original status, like the original condition. That's restore. Okay, and getting too little sleep getting too little rest can lead to a whole host of health problems. So health problems are health problems, okay? A whole host means a large quantity, a big variety, of health problems. That's what it means, a whole host. So for example, you can say a whole host of let me think, a whole host of problems, a whole host of situations, a whole host of illnesses. Okay, so a whole host just means a lot and a variety of something. Okay, let's continue. So more sleep must be better, right? Not so fast, say some researchers. Okay, so not so fast here is a very common expression. Not so fast means wait means wait. Okay. More evidence is showing that spending an excessive amount of time in bed is also linked with health hazards. Okay, so more evidence means more proof. 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 Evidence, proof. So more evidence is showing that spending an excessive. So excessive means too much. So for example, you can say excessive time means too much time, which nobody ever said. Okay. Excessive hair or too much hair, also nobody ever says. Excessive amount of something, it just means too much. Okay. Too much of something that's not good for you. That's when you use the word excessive. Oh yeah, so for example, right now we are all at home having nothing to do, so it's true that we do have an excessive amount of time right now because we have too much time, too much free time actually. Okay, so that's excessive. That's a good word to use. So an excessive amount of time in bed is also linked with health hazards. Okay, so before you saw the word health problems, right before that, health problems. Now you see health hazards. So hazards means it's a problem also. Hazards is a danger. Okay, it's a danger that might happen, so that's a hazard, a health hazard. Okay, so in some ways, oversleeping itself appears to directly influence certain risk factors, and in other cases, it may be a symptom of other medical conditions. Okay, all right, what did I just read? Okay, so they're saying that it might be it might be a symptom of other medical conditions. So you might have other problems, and you sleeping too much is just one of those clues that's telling you that you have another problem. All right, so read on to learn about the effects of oversleeping, what to look out for. So look out for means you have to focus and try to find it. Look out for. And how to work towards getting healthy quality slumber. Okay, so slumber is another word for sleep. They have the same meaning. Slumber, sleep, same meaning. Okay, so are you sleeping too much? Question mark. Are you sleeping too much? Sometimes I do sleep too much. Who doesn't anyways? It's so hard for me to not press the snooze button and go back to dreamland. I'm sure I'm sure other people do it too, so that don't feel so bad. Please let me know. Let me know in the comments below if you also do that. And how often you oversleep. Okay, let's continue. So first, let's address what oversleeping means. Okay, so let's address. It just means let's talk about. Let's talk about what oversleeping means. The gold standard of normal has a long. I'm burpy today. Alright, so the gold standard of normal has long been considered 8 hours. Okay, gold standard. Gold standard just means, you know, the standard that everybody thinks is correct. That's the gold standard. Okay, so they're saying that it's long been considered 8 hours. So everybody thinks that a good sleep is 8 hours. And it's a good median benchmark. Median benchmark. So benchmark just means benchmark means standard. When you reach the benchmark means you are up to standard. Okay? Recent reviews of current research from the experts at the National Sleep Foundation broaden the spectrum a little. Okay, all right. So broaden means make it bigger. Okay, make something bigger. The spectrum, so the range, make the range bigger. That's what they're saying. They say that somewhere in the range of 7 to 9 hours is normal and healthy for most adults between 18 and 64 years of age. So they say 7 to 9 hours. 7 to 9 hours. Yeah, I guess that's a good range. I think it varies between people, because for me, I think if I get like 7 hours, I feel pretty good. And sometimes when I get 9 hours, then I just feel like total shit. total debilitating like shit. So yeah, I think it depends on the person. Yeah, let me know how much you sleep, and let me know like what's the optimum hours of sleep for you when you wake up refreshed and you feel like you're ready to go, you know. Okay, all right, let's continue. Some say closer to 7 could be even better, such as Arizona State University professor Sean Youngstead, who told the Wall Street Journal. The lowest mortality and morbidity is with 7 hours. Other researchers have also linked 7 hours of rest with things like longevity and better brain health. See, there you go, 7 hours. Like I told you, I feel way better when I get 7 hours. So what they're saying here, okay, is that they say the lowest mortality. So mortality means death, means death. Mortality. So the lowest death, the lowest mortality, and morbidity. Morbidity just means like the number of people who are sick, or the number of people who have these diseases. That's morbidity. Okay, so they're saying that the lowest rate, basically the lowest rate for people who have health problems is with 7 hours. And I do agree. I gotta say, I am very guilty of sleeping 8 to 9 hours every day, all the time. It's so hard to wake up before that. But you know what, after reading this article, I think I'm gonna try, you know what, tomorrow I'm gonna try to sleep 7 hours, because I think I will feel better. I will think clearer. If you want to try, please let me know, because I think it is healthier. All right, so next, the right amount of sleep proves somewhat individual, as some people will feel great on 7 hours. Sorry. And others may need a little longer. However, in most studies and for most experts, over 9 hours is considered an excessive or long amount of sleep for adults. Yeah, here they're saying that in other studies, 9 hours is excessive. So 9 hours is too much, excessive, too much. And I agree. I really do agree. All right, let's continue. If you sleep in a little, sometimes. Oh, sleep in. Oh, sorry, never mind. I was reading it wrong. If you sleep in. If you sleep in a little, sometimes on the weekends, it's likely no big deal. Okay. So let me explain what is sleeping in. If I slept in, means that you are. That means that you wake up later than you usually wake up. Okay, so for example, I can say, oh, this morning I slept in. I slept in. So that means that this morning I woke up. I didn't wake up at 8 o'clock, which is my usual waking time. I woke up at, say, 10 o'clock. So that's what it means. I slept in. Okay, so they're saying here that sleeping in on the weekends is usually no big deal. It's fine. Okay, if you regularly sleep more than 9 hours each night and don't feel well rested on less than that, then it may be worth taking a closer look. Okay, so here they're saying that if you sleep for 9 hours every night and you don't feel good, well rested just means like you don't feel good, you don't feel like you have charged your batteries, you don't feel energized. Okay, well rested. They're saying that it's worth taking a closer look. It means it's worth for you to look into it and see if you have an actual problem with your health. Okay. If someone is sleeping too much, more than 9 hours each night, the quality of sleep should be evaluated. Okay, all right. So they're saying here that if you're sleeping a lot, that's we're talking about quantity. And here they're saying that the quality of your sleep should be evaluated. Evaluated means like checked. You know, they have to check the quality of your sleep and judge and see if the quality is high or the quality is low. Okay? If the quality of your sleep is poor, it could result in more time in bed. Okay? So if the quality of your sleep is poor quality of sleep, then you have to sleep more. Okay? Your body needs deep restorative sleep. Okay, so restorative. Okay, so your body needs deep restorative sleep. And if that is not happening during the recommended 8 hours, your body will instinctively try to prolong the sleep period to obtain the quality of sleep it needs. Okay, well that makes a lot of sense. So they're saying that if your sleep quality is low or poor, then your body will automatically sleep more so that you get the amount of sleep, or you get the quality of sleep that your body needs. That's what it means. So here, instinctively, so the noun of that is instinct. Okay, instinct. By instinct means instinct. Your instinct means it's like your natural preference or your natural body. Okay, prolong means make something longer. Okay, prolong just means make something longer. Here it says prolong the sleep, so make the sleep longer. Okay, so Michelle currently leads a hospital-based sleep disorder center where she specializes in treating patients with sleep apnea. Okay, so Michelle, this I'm gonna assume she's a doctor. It doesn't say doctor here, but I'm gonna assume she is. So she is in a sleep disorder center. So that she specializes. So specialize. So she works specifically in treating patients with sleep apnea. So what is sleep apnea? I have no idea. So, all right, give me a second. Let me Google what is sleep apnea. I've heard of sleep apnea before, but I have no idea what it is. I think it's about sleep. Hold on. Sleep apnea. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it says sleep apnea is a potentially dangerous sleep disorder in which breathing repeatedly stops and starts. Oh, I see, I see. So if you snore loudly and feel tired even after a full night's sleep, you might have sleep apnea. Okay, I see. So yeah, that's what I thought. So sleep apnea is when you are sleeping and your body breathes and stops and breathes and stops. That's sleep apnea. Okay. Well, I don't think I have that problem, but my quality of sleep is actually quite poor. So I think I have to look into that. All right, let's continue. So she adds a look at what could be causing the poor sleep quality. Environmental factors, okay, such as lights, noises, and uncomfortable bed. Okay, so these are environmental factors. Environmental factors just means factors that are outside. You know, factors that are outside, something that you usually it's not your body. It's your environment. That's yeah, environmental factors there. Okay, medications. Okay, medications and comorbid conditions. Comorbid conditions. So what is that? I have no idea, but it says here such as depression, chronic pain, etc. Okay, or sleep disorders, sleep apnea, narcolepsy, bruxism, PLMD, etc. I'm sorry, I have no idea what those last three things are. You might have to Google that. Okay, let's continue. There are so many potential contributing factors. So potential means you you can. It's possible. That's what it means. Potential, possible. Contributing means it adds to the factors. Okay, it's related. It's contributing factors. It is best to speak to a sleep specialist who can get a general overview of the sleep habits, sleep environment, and medical history that could be playing a role in the excessive sleep, suggests Michelle. Okay, so they're saying that there are just so many factors, there's so many variety of environment factors and medication. Basically, everything affects your sleep, and it's better to talk to a specialist, a doctor, who can evaluate your sleep. Okay, so next, the health impact of oversleeping. Okay, see that I already know that the impacts are negative. It's not good for oversleeping. So, seeking to find a sleep sweet spot for optimal health, researchers have been busy recently looking at how different habits connect with physical and mental well being. Okay, so the sweet spot. sweet spot. It's a good word because sweet spot, you can use it for anything. So the sweet spot means the perfect point, the perfect amount, the perfect something. That's the sweet spot. Okay. So for example here, like for example, for myself, I think I usually sleep like 8 hours, but when I wake up at like after 7 hours, it's not bad. But if it's 7.5 hours, then that's my sweet spot. Like that's the perfect time for me to sleep. So another example is, for example, everybody takes their coffee differently, right? So just for example, if I put one sugar is not enough, 3 is too many, but two cubes of sugar, that's the sweet spot for me. Okay, means that's like the perfect sweetness for me for my coffee. That's what it is. Okay. Well, again, sweet spot is different for everybody. Okay, in terms of coffee and other things, but here they're talking about sweet spot for optimal health. Okay, optimal means like best. Okay, so sweet spot for the best quality of health, optimal health. Okay, so what are they saying here? They're saying researchers have been busy recently looking at how different habits connect with physical and mental well-being. Okay, so they're saying that a lot of different habits, the habits that you have, they are connected. Okay, it means they're related, connected to your well-being. So well-being, your well-being, my well-being. Well-being means your health. Okay, you're talking about your health, but more specifically, you're talking about good health. Your well-being means good health, healthy. That's what it means, your well-being. So for example, I can say that exercising is good for my well-being. Exercising is good for my well-being means that exercising is good for my health. That's what it means. Okay, so that's well-being. Several trends have emerged linking oversleeping with higher rates of mortality and diseases, as well as things like depression. Okay, so here they're saying that some trends have emerged. Emerge means come up. Okay, come up or happening, or you haven't heard of it before, but now it's coming up. Okay, linking means correlating or connecting. Oversleep with higher rates. So people who are oversleeping, they die earlier or die quicker, and also linked with diseases like depression. Okay, so research links longer sleep habits with. Okay, so I'm going to read the bullet points. Okay, so the first one is cognitive impairment. So let me break this down for you if you don't know what that is. So cognitive, when you say cognitive, you're talking about the brain, your brain. Cognitive, the brain, or thinking, the way you think, or you can or cannot think. So that's cognitive. Okay, so thinking. Impairment, it means disability, disabled. Means impairment means you cannot do it correctly. Okay, so cognitive impairment means you cannot think. That's what it means. You can't think, or you don't think properly. That is cognitive impairment. Okay, so the next one is depression. Okay, so depression is actually a very hot topic these days. So if you don't know what is depression is when you have feelings of hopelessness and sadness, and you're just unhappy. Okay, and it's depression is not just being unhappy. It's depression. It's you're unhappy for a long time, and you can't snap out of it. Maybe you can try to get out of it, but you can't. So that is depression. Next is increased inflammation. Increased inflammation. So this is something that you can't really see with your eyes. So inflammation basically means your body, different parts of your body on the inside, it's inflamed. Okay, inflamed, or swollen. Okay, so that's inflammation. But I'm not a doctor, so if you don't understand, you gotta Google specifically what's inflammation. But it's basically something that's inside your body and you can't really see. All right, so next one is increased pain. Increased pain. So pain means it hurts. Okay, pain means somewhere hurts. It doesn't say where, but it just means pain somewhere in your body. Somewhere in your body it hurts. Okay, so the next one is impaired fertility. Oh, okay, see, that's an important one. Impaired. Remember when I said impaired? So impairment, impair, that's the same word. So impaired means it's not working correctly. It's not working or not functioning correctly. And fertility means getting pregnant, having babies. Okay, that's fertility. So impaired fertility means you have trouble making babies. That's what it means. Okay, higher risk of obesity. Okay, so obesity means when you are getting big, getting fat, excessive amount of fat. So obesity, it doesn't mean just fat. You're talking about too fat. That's obesity. Or the adjective is obese, an obese person, obesity. Okay, higher risk of diabetes. Okay, diabetes. So diabetes is a disease about your blood sugar. So diabetes means your body cannot regulate the blood sugar in your blood, basically. All right. Higher risk of heart diseases. Okay. So heart disease means I don't know. It's a variety of disease. Like for example, like stroke, heart attack. I'm not a doctor again, so I don't know heart related diseases. Okay, so next is high risk of stroke. Okay, high risk of stroke. I'm not really sure what that, like, I know what it is, but I don't technically, medically know what stroke is. So I think stroke is when one of your arteries is blocked and it pops or explodes. I think that's what it is, but you gotta Google that. I'm not really sure. Higher all-cause mortality. So this just means everything, right? So mortality means die or death. Okay, so higher all-cause. All-cause means, like, I mean everything, all the causes, everything that's causing you to die. That's what it means. Okay, so these are all the habits, it says, that's linked to longer sleep. Okay, so that's a whole host of habits. All right, so we are going to stop here today, and if you want me to continue and finish the rest of the article, please let me know, but we're going to finish it right here. So please let me know if you have any questions. All right, and you have a great day. Bye.